Hello students, good morning. Today we shall study ninth English NCRT supplementary book Moments. First lesson Lost Child. This is a story of child who goes to the fair with his parents, lost in the fair, and he want only his father and mother. The plot of the story set in the spring season. As the winter season had just gone, had just ended, all the people came out of their homes. They were very happy as the chill cold weather had gone just ago. People were going to the fair through different modes of transport. Like that, some people are going on foot, some are going by horses, someone were going on bamboo carts, and someone were going on bullock carts. A little child was going to the fair with his parents. The little child accompanied by his parents, and the boy was very happy to go to fair because this is the first day of his life to see such a crowd. He ran excitedly and often banged into his father's legs. He was full of life. The small child was full of excitement and full of laughter, and the boy was very happy to go to fair. The child was attracted to the toys which were displayed in the various shops both sides of the way. As he would be left behind, his parents would call him to join them quickly. He hurried towards his parents, his feet obedient to their call. लिंगरिंग मीन्स फॉलोइंग टिकी हुई, किसी चीज़ को ध्यान से देखना. रिसीडिंग, मूविंग बैक. नेक्स्ट वर्ड इज सप्रेस, क्रश मीन्स दबाना, किसी की इच्छा को दबाना. स्टेयर मीन्स घूरना किसी चीज़ को. रिफ्यूजल, डिनाई, किसी चीज़ के लिए मना करना, अस्वीकृति देना. व्हेन द स्मॉल चाइल्ड listened the call from his parents, he went towards his parents. As he reached them, he couldn't control his desire to buy a toy, because that child had a deep desire to buy the toy. He was familiar to the reaction that his parent would give. He knew that they would stare him, indicating refusal or denial to buy him the toy. The child knew the emotionless way in which they would stare at him. The small child knew that his parents will not buy that toys for him. That small child explained his desire. He pleaded to his parents, I want that toy, indicating toys. His father looked at him, red-eyed in anger, in his familiar cruel way. His mother, melted by the free spirit of the day, become more loving, अधिक स्नेही, लाडली. His mother, melted by the free spirit of the days, tender, and giving him her finger to hold, and said. His mother gave her finger to the child and said, please hold my finger, not to leave it, Look, child, what's before you? Oh, child, look, what is this? It was a flowering mustard field, pale like melting gold, as it swept across miles and miles of even land. It was a mustard field. The crop of mustard is in the field, and the flowers was showing just like in a yellow color, pale like, just like as someone spread a melting gold in the farm. Dragonflies were bustling about on their gaudy purple wings. A group of dragonflies, black bees, and butterflies buzzed round, sucking the nectar from the flowers. The child looked at them as they flew around. When one of them sat somewhere, he tried to catch them, but the tiny creatures, the tiny insects, would fly away in the next distance, next spot, next place. The mother called out to him as they started walking down the footpath. Galley and walked abreast. Galley happily, प्रसन्नता से, abreast in front of, streaming out, coming in large number, बड़ी संख्या में बाहर आते हुए. Grove, a group of trees. The child ran towards his parents when he walked next to them, but after few moments later on, he stopped to see the insects, the worms who were coming out from the soil to enjoy the sunshine. Once again, the child was left behind. Come, child, come, his parents called from the shades of a grove, a group of trees. His parents sat under the shady trees. The child once again ran in front of his parents and joined his parents. Next paragraph. As they neared the blaze, as they were, as their parent and the child were about to reach the fair, the child saw vast crowds of people walking from all directions towards the fair. In the fair, the dense crowd scared him. The small child was very surprised to see such a crowd, and he stepped back for a while, but the next moment he got attracted to the mind-blowing crowd of humanity. The fair. A sweetmeat seller hawked gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi, jalebi at the corner of the entrance. When they entered in the fair, and at the entrance, in the first to one corner, a sweet seller had set up a shop and he was selling various sweets like gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi, and jalebi, and so on. The sweets were displayed at different heights and were covered with files of gold and silver, and the small child's mouth watered when he sighted his favorite barfi, because that small child's favorite sweet was barfi. He liked it. He expresses his desire to get one of a low voice because he knew that his request would be refused, would be denial by his parents. They would say that he was greedy for the barfi, as he did not expect that his demand would be fulfilled. He walked further a man stood holding a pole with yellow, red, green, and purple balloons flying from it. The child was simply carried away by the rainbow glory of the silken colors, and he was filled with an overwhelming desire to possess them all. And created the effect of a waterfall. It because it swayed its neck in a similar way. Rippling, a gentle rising and falling sound that spreads around. कलरव, जैसे पक्षियों का कलरव होता है, पेड़ में बहुत सारे पक्षी हैं तो उसे कलरव, हिंदी में कलरव. The boy walked towards the snake charmer, but as his parents had warned him to remain away from the unpleasant music played by such men, he walked further. There was a roundabout in full swing. Men, women, and children carried away in a whirling motion. Roundabout, a merry-go-round, गोल चक्कर का झूला. Dizzy, dizzy means silly, मूर्ख. Intently, माने ईगरली, बहुत ध्यान से. देयर वॉज अ राउंड बोट. देन द स्मॉल चाइल्ड सॉ द राउंड बोट स्विंग. स्विंग मीन्स झूला. It was full of men, women, and children who were enjoying and laughing the ride. The boy watched the people on the round boat, and then, with a lot of courage, the small child was unable to suppress his desire. Because regularly, continuously, he was suppressing his desire to say to his father, his mother, please fulfill my demand. But now, after seeing the round boat, he was unable to suppress his desire. And with a boldness, with a lot of courage, gathering a lot of courage, he expressed his desire to his parents. It's just, I want to ride on the round boat. But there is a twist in the story. I rose within his dry throat, and with a sudden jerk of his body, he ran from where he stood, crying a real fear, mother, father. Jerk, jerk means bounce, jolt, jhatka. Fierce, fierce means intense, तीव्र, convulsed, suffered convulsion, ऐंठ गया, शरीर ऐंठ गया उसका जब उसके माता पिता उसे नहीं दिखे. पैनिक स्ट्राइकन यानी टेरिफाइड, हॉरिफाइड, डरा हुआ. वेल्ड, वेल्ड मीन्स क्राइड पेनफुली, माने दुख में रोना, जस्ट लाइक अ मॉर्निंग. When the small child was unable to see his parents here and there, the boy cried loudly and jerked his body and ran here and there, calling out for his parents. He was full of fear and full of tear. The tears started rolling down his cheeks as he wailed and ran around. His turban opened and his clothes became muddy. And the boy got scared of huge strong men who stared people with their murderous eyes and pushed them into. With their strong and big soldiers, the boy could have been crushed under the feet of the men had his cries not been heard by a man in the crowd, and that man lifted the child in his lap. And now, how did you get here, child? Whose baby are you? The man asked the steer killer of the mass. As the man got the child in his arms, and that man carried the child out of the crowd, and he asked the small child how he had reached there. Who is your father? And what were his parents' names? The boy cried even more and repeated that he wanted to go to his parents and father. The man headed towards the place where the snake charmer still played on the flute to the swaying cobra. Swaying, moving head, सिर घुमाते हुए. Strain, strain means tone, tone means स्वर. Distract माने रिपेल, दूर ले जाना, ताकि उसका ध्यान क्या हो जाए, इन चीज़ों से दूर चला जाए, माता पिता के बारे में ये ना सोचे और इसका ध्यान थोड़ी देर के लिए चेंज हो जाए, इसका मूड हो जाए. द मैन headed towards, the man started walking back on the same route which the child had taken some time ago. So he took the child to the snake charmer. He asked to the small child to listen to the nice music being played by the snake charmer. The child shut his ears with his fingers and screamed loudly that he wanted only his parents, his mother and father. The man took the child to the bright colors, balloons, the rainbow colors of balloons, hoping that the small child might get cheered by seeing them. He offered a balloon to the child, but he turned away his mouth from the balloon, his sight from the balloon, and wept for father and mother. Thinking to humor his disconsolate. To humor, to satisfy, संतुष्ट करना. Disconsolate, very unhappy and unable to be comforted. अधीर और दुखी, बच्चा क्या हो रखा था, अधीर और दुखी. और वो व्यक्ति था जो अनजान आदमी जिसने उसे अपनी बाहों में उठाया, उस भीड़ से बचाया, नहीं तो वो उस आदमी के शरीर के नीचे दब के उसकी मृत्यु हो ही जाती अगर वो ज़ोर से नहीं चिल्लाता छोटा बच्चा. Thinking to humor his disconsolate charge by a gift of sweet. And at the end of the story, the man finally took him to the sweet seller and offered to buy sweets for him. Still, the child did not want to take the sweet, but he wanted only his mother and father. And the story goes to end by Mulkraj Anand. Thank you very much.